Hey everybody, Michael, Pete, good to see you.
Hi,
As you guys
folks.
can see, got Uncle Al over there on the other side of me.
Yep.
How's everybody doing this afternoon? We're going to have a wonderful discussion today. How's everybody doing this afternoon? Since I turned the phone down, we're going to have.
Okay, well, on my phone, you're coming in black. You got
All
your camera
right,
on?
I'm on. I can see me.
Uh,
Oh, I see I'm black on the other one.
yep.
Let's see. Edit audio, stop by.
Yeah, everybody say they got black screen. Oops. Will disappeared for a second. Today, folks, we're not medical experts, so we're not going to go deep in that field. And on natural remedies, we cannot discuss it, but we will show you the references to it. Please talk to your doctor or birth control specialist or gynecologist or midwife about the subject matter. We can only deal with certain items that Will brings up, and we have to be very careful, folks. And while we're waiting for, oh, here he is.
Oh.
There's Will. He's alive.
Woohoo!
While you were out, I explained the riot act to
What
everybody.
I did.
We're not medical
Hey,
professionals.
Caitlin,
Hi.
I got your knife. Look at here. That's the knife I'm going to do a sheath for Caitlin. Got it in the mail today, Caitlin. I will start it this afternoon.
Yeah. I read him the
Should take me
riot
about a
act.
week.
I read him the riot act, what we can discuss and what can't we not discuss under YouTube standards and federal government standards. So they heard about that, and you want to take off on the subject, Will?
Yeah, sure. Women been taking care of themselves on that situation forever. And even since the dawn of time. And the best way to keep from getting all in trouble with babies and whatnot is to uh, use some sort of birth control, which Uncle Al's going to hold up for you because we're not going to get in trouble by saying it. That's what they've been using to keep everybody out of trouble is those balloon type of. Uh, I'll probably get in trouble. It's a balloon of types.
No, balloon type's fine. You just can't say the C word.
The C word, I
Yeah.
don't know. Is that anybody know what that C word is?
We all know what the C word is. We just can't talk about it. It's the other C word, C word, and it's not from China, thank God. But we have lots of babies over here.
So you better make sure you take care of things. I also have things to take care of them other ways. Let me bring that up for you. Hold on, you guys.
Yeah, we're holding.
Put you guys in holding pattern. Start off right there.
Okay. Hi, Bob. Bob just joined us.
Hey, Bob. Here's a sort of way that they started off being able to take care of themselves. Would they go out and they would look around the neighborhood and see if they could find things like this
Right. And remember,
enhance.
folks,
Go
remember,
ahead.
Remember, folks, we are not doctors. So whatever you find out there, we're not responsible. Where this is only for reference. Point it. Let's see. That way. Sorry. That way. We're only explaining reference. We're not medical professionals. Please consult your doctor, gynecologist, or midwife on the matter. This is just for reference. Go
Yeah,
for
we're
it,
just
Will.
trying to point you in the right direction.
Right.
Other than that,
That way.
just take it under your own advice to go research it.
Research it or check it with a professional medical professional. We're not, me and Will are not medical professional or women, thank God.
This is a pretty good one to research into, also, by the way. It's one of the better ones, in my opinion.
True, Kaylin, but make sure it's not with your first aid kit.
Because the books are not only for medical stuff, you could use them for other things too. So, really doesn't go with the first aid kit.
Okay, to answer to John's question, that's way off topic, John's. And Taurus Guns is not into this subject we're talking about, which is birth control. We could say birth control. We can't talk about guns in a birth control open mic. So you might have to check with other channels and live stream because I don't think that's going to make the person you're using it for be very happy. And Bob just, not Bob, Dave just joined us from Southern Ohio prepping. Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave. I'm trying to look here and see what's going on. Yeah, you could email me on that holster, John. I'd be glad to talk to you about it. Today is not a guns day, though, and just try to stay on topic if we can.
Right. Make your bedmate kind of nervous if you're with a holster and a gun, and it's like, and you say it's for protection. No, you can't say that. Sorry.
Yeah, how'd you like to be in bed with somebody and have that thing poke them in the sides?
Right, and it's your wife. Not a
Yeah?
good idea. Oh, Lordy. And we have 13 watching.
Hey, Dave, how you doing? I'm gonna get back over here where I'm at. Here is another example of
Let's see.
some books that you can go out and look in the wild for.
Did we change the screen already or not?
I changed it.
Let's see. I still got this.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. You guys still have the other one?
Yeah.
It's nice that StreamYard's working so well today.
Right. We still got the new Google Books reference
Okay,
still up.
look, hold on a second. I'll just change it. We'll go in.
Okay. And I'll say hi to Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl just joined us.
So if you were to go out and just walk through the woods and whatnot, come
Okay.
on.
This is in the Google Book selection. When you do stuff like this, be sure to talk to a medical consultant like a physician, gynecologist, or midwife, because some of these things we don't know because we're not women and we're not medical professionals. So please do your research and double check them. Just
You
don't
go
go
out
out.
and find them in the Google book section. I'm
Right.
sure Amazon has them as well.
Correct. Both.
You can just go out and walk around the countryside and bump into them if you have the right book to look into and coincide with.
Right.
You
And
know,
please,
because like we were telling you, we're not the
We're
expert.
not we're
We're
not
just
medical professionals. We're
trying to
not
point you into the right direction.
right, but we have to also warn people. You have to be very careful when you pick herbs because there's a lot of lookalike herbs. Like I was talking to Timber yesterday on mushroom. You might pick a poisonous one and you think it's birth control, and you just killed your family and yourself. We won't get pregnant. No, death is a pretty good birth control, Will.
Yep, it is.
So, like I said, we are not uh, recommending you go out there and start picking things right off because I did a whole video with uh, Prepper Princess about that. You
Oh,
don't go
I've
out
done that. I've had a book on mushrooms even,
right, but
and
did you
I've
go
gone
out there?
out and picked them and got them back home and found out they were the wrong ones. You know.
Right. So I tell people make sure what you're identifying is the correct plant and do talk to your doctor, gynecologist, and stuff because when you pick these plants, you don't know what's the dosage for it. You might overdose on it or worse, poison yourself with it.
Yeah, well, everybody tries that one way or the other in their lifetime. You know.
Right. And usually
Yes,
the other way is not everybody's choice. Like I said, not their cup of tea. If they found, yeah, he's dead, that's one form of birth control. Die.
I'm sure that you use some of these books to pull your stuff together, your magic, Uncle Al.
I do, but also I took a class for 8 weeks under whatchamacallit, herbalist. So I know
Yeah,
my stuff. So folks, before you go out there in the woods, take a class, read the book, talk to a teacher who has hands-on experience, one that poisoned himself a couple of times to understand what we're talking about. So please be careful on it because every year we get 12 people to our hospital coming off from the mountains. We were picking mushrooms, and next thing we're naked and dancing in the woods. It's like, oh God. Or we
that
find
reminds me
family.
of a time in Washington. I would have to go across this long tramway
Right.
overpass every day to get to work, and early in the morning, you know, when the fog's still hanging out and the sun's not quite up yet, you would see all these people out in this cow pasture with their little headlamps on and they're picking the mushrooms out, you know. And you'd see the ones that had been out there for a little bit too long, where they had been picking them and the psilocybin had gotten on their hands and their fingers and worked into their system, you know. And
And
they're out there just having a good old time, you know.
yeah, you
And
see the headlight.
that's what Uncle Al's trying to tell you guys is if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually get the chemicals off of the plants themselves and they'll absorb into your body. And before you know it, you'll either be tripping the light fantastic or you'll be pushing up daisies, you know.
Actually,
So
it's more
be real
pushing,
careful about what you're doing.
right? Or it's growing mushrooms. You just added to the fertilizer to the forest. You're growing mushrooms now, like the mushroom people.
Yeah.
And Thor's in the room. Hi, Thor.
So, you know, it's just a matter of time, you know. Make sure that you really know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you could go the light fantastic or go too far to the light fantastic and be talking to the light, you know.
Which is not a
So
good
make
idea.
sure you know what you're doing before you go doing these things.
Okay. And like I said, folks, you can find all these fine books on Google or Amazon.
Make sure you're talking to the right people and getting your own uh, advice put together, you know. Don't believe us because I'm not
We're
a
not
doctor
women
for
and we're
sure.
not doctors or physicians or any legal term. We're just having a polite conversation between friends.
Yep. Uh,
What's next, Will?
the book, I still have one set of books to show you guys.
Okay.
I really want you guys to make your own decisions before you go out and try to pick any of the plants that we're showing you, but they're all very good, interesting plants to check out. And I mean, they may be able to help you figure out if it's a way to uh, keep your self from becoming pregnant. And like I said, just because I'm telling you this doesn't mean that I am an expert at it, but it could help you down the road a little bit.
Right. Like I said, all medical advice is not for us, but this is
There
just
we
for
go.
reference. These are reference only.
These are for reference only. I've seen some of these out in the wild.
True,
I
but we're
never
not.
really I never really knew they were good for anything.
Yeah,
And
they are.
that's why I'm telling you guys, make sure you know what they are before you picking them or anything, or you have a doctor or somebody like that telling you
Right,
that they're
because
okay to have in your possession.
right, because three of these plants right here, they have deadly counterpoints. Like small cannabis has deadly cannabis. So please check out what you're doing because it's easy to make yourself mistakes and poisoning yourself. And death is a really good birth control, folks. You die, nobody gets pregnant.
Oh, yeah, that would be cool. Not wake up, huh? Not.
Yeah. So, like I said, folks, this is just for only reference information right here. Do not trust us. Talk to your doctor, gynecologist, midwife on the subject and show them what you're going to try to do for a natural remedy. We could say that.
Natural remedy.
Yeah, but please talk to your physician, doctor, or gynecologist or mid,
Spit it out.
midwife. Ah, Lord.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say on
And
this matter? I mean, anybody want to come up and try to educate the group?
Cheryl says abstain. Yes, abstaining is really easy. Just don't do sex.
That's be kind of hard for me.
Yeah, but getting certain STDs, we could say STDs, we can't say the other one.
STDs, yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
could
safer.
actually take the C word, and that would keep you from getting prego.
Right. That's fine when we use the C word a lot. Just make sure you have a year's supply, like Will says. Uh, but you got to understand, folks, we have to be very careful on our terminology. We cannot mention the STD diseases because of YouTube's code, standards and practices. But we can do warn you that you can get other diseases like leprosy, fungal diseases like warts. I just don't have to use the other term to it, but we all know what we're saying about those. You can get other diseases other than STDs. So please be careful and use the C word a lot and know what you're doing. Okay, Will.
Go ahead.
No, I thought you was going to make a comment. And Sue
Everybody.
Nelson's here.
Hi, Susie. How you doing? Good to see ya. We're talking about sexuality and SHTF. Anybody got anything to say?
Right. That's all sexes and sexual neutrals and abstainers and the other people who like company of their own kind. So I'm trying to be fair to everybody, and we're not trying
Yeah.
to get in trouble. We're not doctors here. Me and Will are not doctors.
I just sent a link up there for anybody that might want to join the panel up here
Yeah, come
that
on
may
by.
have something they want to say about topic for today.
Right. And I will stop you if you get into legal boundaries because we're too old to go to prison.
I'll go out kind of on needles and pins on this situation,
Right. Because,
in case you guys haven't noticed.
right, we have to be very, very careful what we're discussing right now because of YouTube's been acting crazy and we don't want to lose our channels and we don't want to talk to the FCC for violating moral and standards practices.
If I was going to stop, if I was going to be as careful as I could out in an shtf situation, I would probably use that C word because that's the safest thing for a guy is just to carry one of those around in his wallet or somewhere on his body.
Also, they make good water bags too. So, like I said, folks, carry the C word around in your wallet.
Even if you're a woman, I know women that have them in their purses, just in case.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, retirement homes do have a large STD problem because they're on drugs and they don't have nothing to do. And when you're 70 and you find out you just knocked up the young chick down the hallway who's 64, you're in big trouble.
What else could you use them for, Kaylin? Tell us. Bob says that he would keep his photo of his Speaker of the House. He said that would keep him from having
Yeah, and also you could use it for
intercourse.
Tibor brought up a good subject. You could cover the tip of your barrel so moisture or rain or snow don't go down the bore of the barrel or shotgun.
Oh, that's a good one, yeah. That would keep the barrel from getting compromised.
Right. And we're at 22 minutes. What's the next portion of your discussion on it?
It's some of it's your side. Talk to people that handle natural foods at the store. See if they can put you in touch with someone that has herbal remedies.
Right. Okay. If you go to a natural food store or herbal shop, please, again, like I said before 100 times, talk to your doctor, gynecologist, or midwife about the subject. And from there, you can go and listen to their advice and what dosage. This is the problem with the herbal stuff, folks. What dosage can you take safely, and what kind of medications will it counteract? Because if you take the wrong kind of herbal supplement for birth control, it affects your other medications, which is not good. You don't want to wake up in the morning, you're having a mustache show up, and you say, "Hi, honey, I'm just growing a mustache today and my voice is changing." You don't want that to happen to your wife with an herbal supplement.
Yeah, because as these herbs or supplements go through their growing cycle, they can change in their appearance. So you're not really sure that you're taking the right one.
Right. And also, folks, on the dosage, as the plant changes, it either increases the dose or decreases the dose. So you got to understand that. So you don't have "Gee, hon, I feel hairy today. Shave my back." And that's your wife. You don't want to happen to that. "Oh, we don't have kids, but I'm shaving her twice a day on her back and on her face." We'll the one yeah, that's a fine looking woman. She has a beard bigger than mine. No. No.
Here's a good example is garlic. You know, garlic is good for a lot of different remedies, but as it grows and as it grows,
Right.
it changes its properties. So you might be taking so much of it today for one thing, but down the road, when you take the same amount of it, it could be completely opposite of what you need,
Right.
and
If
it might be bad for you.
right. Will, if you could pick up the last thing that Kaylin says in bold print, because we have to warn people of that one.
That one right there.
Yep. I do joke about this, but yes, if you have like me, I have a heart condition, so there's some herbal supplements I cannot take because it'll screw up
Yeah.
my. And you don't want to like old Uncle Al. I have enough problems. I gotta go shopping for 5 families tomorrow. So yeah.
The plantain that grows this year will not be identical to the plantain growing next year.
Correct.
Those are the type of things that you need to watch for.
Right. And also on the second and third year growth, it might not have the same one as the first year growth on strength. And remember, folks, we're not women and we're not doctors or lawyers or any kind of medical professional. We're just talking as friends discussing about the subject.
And if you
Again, we're
think
not
that you're stockpiling it up and going to be good at it, you're going to have plenty of it stocked up. It's not going to last forever. It's going to lose some of its potency uh, as it stays stored on your shelf.
right. Because again, the C word will break if it's 40 years old. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Is it from your side or my
It's
side?
not from my side. I
Double check.
turned mine down finally.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Like I said, I have a link if you guys want to come up on the panel. Just make sure you put that in caps and say, let me in.
Yeah. And like I said, folks, you have to be really careful when we're discussing this subject because, we didn't hit the point where we're birthing, right?
We're not, I'm trying not to get to that point.
Okay. What's the next step?
I'm just talking about the herbs.
Okay. The
There's so many of them out there that you have to be careful of.
right. And
I'm
also,
trying to hit a few of them without getting in too much trouble.
right. We could discuss it. We could talk about the plants, but we cannot talk about the usage in this format. Uh,
I think, does anybody have another one out there in the side chat? What's one of your favorite ones we can talk about?
well, only one that brought up was Cheryl about abstinence. Don't do it.
Abstinence. Well, that's no fun though.
True. Or you could do like the Roman Catholic Church, the rhythm method. 1 and the 2 and okay, that's it. But you got to stay in the beat. 1 and the 2. Okay, that's it.
You
You
always
don't want
pull
to,
it out just before, right?
right. Or worse, it's 1 and a 2 and a 4. And you have 5 kids because you've seen Catholic families how well that birth control method works. She had 14 kids.
Exactly, Keyboard. That's what I was saying. The plantains, there's always some that aren't as good as others.
Right. But like I
It's
said,
like you say, varieties.
right. And also, folks, This is for the same-sex people. With it, the rhythm method does not work on you guys, so please do not bring this matter up. Talk to the Catholic Church about that because it's like one and a two and three. Like, okay, that doesn't work for you guys. Go away.
I could never bring it up anyway because I don't know.
No, same sex is you're not procreating, you're just having fun, and we're not getting into that subject. So it's like, this is why I hate being a Sunday school teacher. I get these questions all the time. So a man and a man can't have a baby. Yes, dear. They don't have babies. So if a woman and a woman have, no, dear, they don't have babies either. So,
Abstinence is fun for you, Caleb. I don't know how it can be fun. I don't get it.
well, abstinence saves you time and wastage, and you don't get infected. You just not do that portion of one and the two and the three.
I would think that would be. I can't think of it. It would be frustrating.
True. Like I said, if no sex individuals or abstinence, it's fun. You just don't think about it, and most people they go through their lives doing other things, singing, dancing, working harder.
Oh, that's true, Bob. Nettles would probably for sure keep you from wanting to do anything. Poison ivy, but nettles would also.
Yeah, but we can't discuss it as a birth control method because one thing your people don't know what they're doing with plants, and the second thing
Yeah,
is you might be.
milkman. The famous milkman. I knew somebody's going to bring it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a good joke. But back to Bob, like poison ivy. I heard a lot of weird things about it. We cannot discuss because it's a medical issue, and also it's a form of poisoning. So please, people, talk to your doctor, gynecologist, medical provider, or midwife, because we're covering our butts. We're too old and too smart. But there's a lot of plants, and they do have beneficials in the reproductive cycle or birth control, but we cannot discuss it. Uh, Go ahead, Will.
Go ahead, Al. You're doing great.
Okay. So we have to be careful. First thing, make sure it doesn't interfere with your medication. Second thing is get proper dose. Third thing, make sure you're not poisoning yourself with the wrong kind of plant because people do that because they don't recognize the plant and understand the cycle of the plant and cycle of your cycle. And then the biggest thing after we leave herbs is birthing. Do we have time for that? Will?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, like Will says in the beginning, women for thousands of generations have given birth, but they have either their families with them, who have some, like an older woman, to guide them through the birthing problem, or it'll be a midwife. Now, I tell a lot of people if you have a gynecologist and a pediatrician, you should get also as backup a midwife, just in case you can't get to the doctors. You have a midwife there to bring the child into the world.
Well, what about weed? Weed would keep you from wanting to procreate.
We can't for weed in that medical sense or marijuana.
One of
We,
those senses, yeah.
yeah, it depends on the dosage because sometimes the dosage of marijuana leaves you placid and incapacitated. I can't get it up, dear, and I'm seeing animals. No, but also the other factor with marijuana, because I've seen quack remedies in the old days. If you take one or two marijuana tablets, you won't have kids. And it's like, No, that's quack medicine, so we can't talk about that. But we have to be very careful. And when you take any kind of narcotic, talk to your physician, gynecologist, and midwife, because all of these things cannot be safe or recommended on anything. Go ahead.
I brought Sue up there. She says it's not a joke about the milkman. He delivered a foremost milk, and he couldn't see how he could uh, provide for 13 children without the help of the church.
Yeah, and then Kaylin brought up a good point. If you're dependent on the oil, the capsules, and edibles and raw, they have all different effects, and we cannot talk about the medical effects because we are not physicians, we are not gynecologists, we're not pediatricians or
Well, I'm an
midwives.
expert. I can tell you a lot about it.
Yeah, but are you certified in are you certified in the frame of court?
I had my card at one time.
Okay, you're going to show a judge. Here's my card, judge. I'm an expert on the use of marijuana.
Yep, that'll work.
Yeah, and then you explain that to your bunkmate in Soledad. Yeah, this is my card. I'm an expert on marijuana.
Bend over, buddy.
Yeah, like I said, folks, you have to prove certified. Okay, somebody has to certify you that you're an expert at this field. You cannot take their word for it. You have to get certified. So if you don't have a certificate from a government and you don't have your license, I would not recommend giving up medical advice. Please talk to your physician,
Well,
midwife.
the fact is that procreation is one of the most strongest compulsions of our species.
True. That's part of the rite of passage for procreation. But a lot of people want to stop procreating because if you have 14 or 15 kids, it's a burden on you to feed them. You don't want, like in the farmer, well, little Joe starved to death, or little Joe didn't make it through the winter, or we ate little Joe because we were hungry, because people forget that's also the natural progression of life too. We're hungry. We're going to eat you, son. So anyway, back
Well,
to
here's another thing. On top of all that, it's not at all uncommon for people to turn to sex as a way of eliminating stress and anxiety.
true, but also that comes out kind of bad because how do people relieve themselves of sex and stress inside an all male prison? And you don't want to hear about it, so we're not going there. But yes, people will
How do you
turn.
know? They might enjoy it if it's an all male prison.
Yeah, if they're same sex people, I can't say the G word because people look at us like, okay. But yeah, if you're same sex, that's fine. But if you're not same sex and hetero, you don't want to be the
Well,
prize
they'll
of the
probably
party
turn.
or you're the prize of the prison. So we don't want to go that. Or you don't want to hear the word fresh fish. No, you don't want to hear that term either. But like I said, folks, if you're trying to say, yes, I know a lot about weed, good. Can you, like Tibor says, he knows a lot about Mary Jane. Fine, tell that to the judge.
That's
But
what I was trying to tell him, Tibor. I know enough about it to educate other folks.
right, you can educate them, but like I said, you can't take it too far, or what you call it. You have to face legal matters in courts and stuff, and that's a whole different topic for another show. But like I said, back to the
Well,
topic.
nothing else. It's fairly enjoyable if the power was out. Be a fairly good way to make the time pass
True,
if the power goes out.
right. But like I said, that's a topic for another issue. Also relieves stress too if you smoke a
It
lot of it.
relieves stress. Yep.
Right. But like I said, folks, we cannot talk about enjoying or ingesting narcotics because it's still on the books for narcotics. So we have to watch our phrases on it. And like I said,
Yeah, I figured that we're far enough into the show that the AI is not going to pick up too much of
right. But the other AI might, and we don't want that one to pick
it.
us up. We don't want to see white vans in front of our houses. Like, you two, we're going to talk to you. Bring your tanks,
Oh, bring it on, because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
You're not that far away from Omaha.
Yeah, I'm like 3 hours away from Omaha.
Right. Now, Tibor just said contrary. I take the fifth. I invoke the fifth. But you just said you know about a lot about Mary Jane, and then you take the fifth. Then you're guilty, and then you explain. Well, I took the
I
fifth,
am, I am not guilty.
but if you invoke the fifth, you're saying you're guilty. So
That was him, not me.
true. So, like I said, on sex and relief, you could do it and stuff. Like I said, we didn't bring up the subject, the M word. You could do it yourself and not get any not vitral, STDs.
Blisters. I don't like blisters.
Use a lotion. And
Lotion? Sounds like
lotion,
some. Sounds like somebody knows what they're talking about here, doesn't it, guys?
no, when I had girlfriends, they also lotion me up. But like I said, you could do lotions, toys, all sorts of fun devices. I did my research on self gratification and stuff for the subject matter. You don't get anybody pregnant. You might pick up one or two, urinary tract issues. So please use soap and water and be very careful before you do anything stupid.
So, what do you guys think that people should use if they were in the shit to hit the fan to keep their birth control down?
I go with Cheryl. I go with abstinence.
Abstinence.
Yep. It's
What else, you
safer.
guys?
You could do the M word, self gratification.
Self gratification. Yep.
See, that's a fancy word for the M word.
Oh no, we got us a gosh darn stream going now.
Yeah, we got Gil.
Be a monk.
I already did that for 4 years, Gil, and 2 religions. I did it in the Catholic Church, and also I did it as a Buddhist monk. If you go scroll up the chat stream, Gil, you'll find the StreamYard link. You could ask Gil. He did the same subject with Martha. Oh, there we go. And there's Gil with all his garden.
No!
Hey,
It's
sorry.
Mr. Gill. He got his garden behind him.
Oh, yeah, I do.
His raised flower bed. He's been busy.
Now I'm bringing out the nukes because they've been hitting down around New Zealand. You're not gonna believe what's been going on down there today, guys. Sorry to distract you here, but we've had 4 earthquakes over 7.0
Right.
this morning.
Where at?
One was an 8.1. 2 of them were just off the coast. Oh, well, actually, 6.9 and a 7.3 were just off the coast of New Zealand.
Right.
And the one just shook New Zealand pretty good. Then there was one at Vanuatu.
Right.
And that was a 6.1. But then there was a 7.4, 8.1, and 7.8 at the Kermadec Islands, which is about 150 miles north of New Zealand.
You know what? I've been thinking about those things. There's they could be what do they call it? They can make earthquakes go by themselves. I'm wondering if they're not doing that since they're doing all that bombing in Iraq and Saudi Arabia.
This is right on the fault line down there. The problem is this area has been quiet for too long.
Right. True.
It's
Because
with all the stuff Uncle I've been talking about the earthquakes and stuff. That area has been like
dormant,
nothing going on.
Yeah,
right?
most of them are all hooked together though.
Right, because it's on also the I forgot what geomatic
Fault.
not fault tectonic plates.
Yeah.
Which plate is it?
Hang on a second here.
It's part of the Australia and New Zealand shelf, and it's crashing into the one right off of it. There's they say submerged continent there.
Yeah.
It might be popping up in New Zealand, gets extra 100 millimeters of land or
Yeah.
or
Let's see if I can bring this up here. Okay. Get this up here so you guys can see. StreamYard share. Okay, I'm going to share this here so you guys can see it. There it is. But well, if you want to do that, it's it's to the east of Australia, off
Right.
here. This is the. It's kind of hard to see. Let me zoom in a little bit on this. You can see the lines now going out here. This was the 8.1 where it was felt, and actually right there is the epicenter. But over here is one of the islands that was really shaking. But the epicenter on that one was out off over here. But the shaking was aimed at this island here. Take this back out here again, so you can see. And the other ones were all right around it, and but the other ones were right down here, off the coast of New Zealand. I mean, right, and this whole area of New Zealand was shaking on that one. It was rather scary looking watching the stuff on it. The this one here. And this is the one off the coast. I mean, you see it there, but you see the shake lines here, 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 here. Going on into New Zealand, they had and the lines out even here. Kind of pale to see, but the line goes all the way around with that. My cursor's going there, so it was shaking. Most of New Zealand there. So.
Right. And folks, earthquakes do not cause pregnancies. Please consult your.
Oh, come on. They
Don't
could.
bet on that.
I
Don't
bet
bet
they
on that.
could. I bet they could.
Like I said, talk to your
They-
gynecologist, pediatrician, or midwife on the matter.
The earthquake could be a contributing factor to the intimacy that causes pregnancy.
Remember, I told you, Uncle Al, that it's a good one for ending anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the other one thing here is, let me do this one here. Latest earthquakes, USGS. Let's take it out a bit. And
It alleviates stress and anxiety.
too
True.
much. There we go. I mean, just, Oh, okay. You just had another one of 6.5 just hit just now since I came on here. I haven't even gotten the email on that one yet. And so that's one of the aftershocks. But this see the red fault line here. That's where it's going, and the fault line actually kind of continues somewhere around, comes through Fiji around here.
That's Australia.
That's Australia right there. The Australian plate and the Pacific plate are coming together. So it's going this way. So the pressure is coming across here, and so Fiji may be rising out of the water, as may New Zealand and Fiji both may be coming up.
Yeah, Bob said it could be a tsunami.
And then the other one here, the other one here was this one here, which is the 6.1 at Vanuatu was this morning as well.
Right.
So all the orange are today. The red is within the last hour. The yellow's within the last week. And it's just been, yeah. So I mean, all these
Probably the Russians creating them.
7481 5 5 get on that one behind 5. Yeah, and so you get the 7 4s and 3s, and you got the 7 3s down here. Yeah, so that whole thing there is just fault line. I'm expecting the next spot I'm expecting is down here. There's been nothing down here
Right.
in the last 6 months that I know of, and
Right.
this area down here is close to Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah, is usually popping down here, and it ain't
Right.
even budging.
Right, because Antarctica is fairly stable. Once or two times a year, it'll swing into the right of the planet or left of the planet, which is Australia is the right and left is South Africa. So it's shifting like this
Yeah,
for the Antarctic. The big worry we have is up in the Arctic Circle
yeah.
because that one is loose. It's like the top of a spinning top. We don't know what direction it's going into.
Yeah. But
And
anyway,
That's where they got those underground, under the iceberg.
Glaciers.
Vents?
Bases.
Yeah,
For Antarctica, yes, because it's stable.
Yeah.
They
Anyway,
have
so
bases under the ice up there.
Under the glaciers. And yes, they do have those.
Yeah.
So we got 9 minutes left on.
So, anyways, you can expect down in New Zealand the birth rate to increase in about 9 months.
Right.
Yeah, everybody won't have anything else to do. Oh no!
But Gil,
It's a tsunami, honey.
God, you put me in the serious position. Okay, Gil, do you have what was your live stream on this matter with Martha?
With Martha, that was it's been about 2 months now.
Yeah, now it's 2 months. It's March.
Yeah, so let me see. Get a second here. Playlist. Let me take a look back here.
Because Gil's live stream also covered this subject.
Well, you didn't get demonetized, did you?
No, because he's watched his wording.
Oh yeah, we Martha and I talked about it beforehand. View full thing. We danced around, and the stuff was talked about in a very professional manner, so it did not get demonetized, which surprised the heck out of me that the CERT one did.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I'll get demonetized.
No, because I was here watching all the time.
Prepper style. Steady evolution. Oh wow, it's been
3 months.
Hang on. No, I forgot this thing's clocked in the opposite direction. Let me go back up down to the other end here. Mentally prepared. Thanksgiving. It was
3 months.
It was more than that. I'm
4
just looking
months?
here. Time flies when you're having fun here. I'm looking
Oh,
at
true.
Dream Gear. I'm looking at the numbers here going back here. And so I'm going back.
It should be in December. Because it wasn't during the Thanksgiving week or a week after because you took those two off. So
yeah.
Yeah, T-Board, they have, can't remember what kind of underground bases they have up there, but it's America and Russia both have them.
Yeah.
Underneath the ice.
Yeah. Oh. I'm trying to figure out what it was called now. Heating, cabin fever, no power budget, natural disasters, dream gear, fragile food supply.
It could be cabin fever. I'm not too sure.
No, I don't think it was cabin fever.
Yeah, because we talked about games on that one.
Yeah, that was games. The cabin fever was at the end of December.
Right.
We had heating, power, ready for old-fashioned Christmas, backup, holiday check,
It's not holiday
leftovers. No, stress, getting ready for winter, Intimate relation. There it is. Intimate
Yeah.
relations. And so it was after Veterans Day. So it was the Friday after Veterans Day.
Okay, it was in November, so it's 3 months.
Yeah. And that was intimate relations in a disaster, do's and don'ts. And Martha talked about, and I talked about that. But we also covered it again back. Scroll back here. That's the grandsons. That's State of Evolution. Yeah, I do a lot of these things, covering the different things.
Right. But like I said,
that's-
we had to be careful on the wording because
Yeah.
we don't. Go
There
ahead.
was one I did get
I could have gotten in deep
demonetized
trouble
on.
if it hadn't been for Al.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there was one way back that I did where I the thumbnail actually had some shadow pictures of women that were in the stages, and we were talking about that. I wonder why YouTube's not going back all the way back to the to the beginning of my because that stops at video 122 going back in time, and I know it was before that when we were talking about it before.
We got about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Will, do you have anything to say?
I always have something to say.
Right, we have 4 minutes left.
Unless Will wants to go longer.
Right.
Yeah. What are you doing? Smoking weed or what?
Hydrating.
Hydrating.
Yeah.
Not a water pipe.
Well,
yeah.
my weekend video that I'm going to put out this weekend is going to be, I'm going to try doing it from a teleprompter.
Okay.
So I'm not
Cool.
sitting there going, him and,
Right.
try to get away from that stuff.
Which subject are we covering on this
My
weekend?
series, my
Right.
hygiene series.
Right.
Hygiene series.
I'm going to try doing it with a teleprompter, see if
Good.
it increases my
Response time?
my speaking prowess.
Yeah. The just quick back on topic here. You can always if you have goats or sheep, you can always make condoms.
We can't say that word, Gil.
We said that word all over the place on Martha's.
Right,
Martha
because
was
Martha was there and she's had
Yeah.
dealings with that. You can't say it on here because there's 3 guys and no women and no
Right.
medical professional. So we
Wait a
can't
minute,
say
I've had some training.
some
I can-
training.
I can do a Band-Aid.
Okay,
Anyways,
Wait a
all right,
minute,
you
I got
can-
my first aid card.
so do I, but I'm not
You
taking the risk.
can there you look up there are things on even FEMA at one time had a little pamphlet on how to make those raincoats
Right, contraceptives.
with using
Yeah, you see Kaylin?
animal
Gil?
intestines.
See what Kaylin told you?
Speaking of games, I'm going to be going.
Next one.
Okay, there it is. We got Will got the knife. Oh yeah, cool. Oh, nice. Oh, I like the shine on that.
Yes,
Turn it and it disappears. It goes through time as it passes through. No.
right. You could also call them latex sleeves or sheep sleeves. That's a safe word.
I'm gonna
Because
give
there's
her a
3
little.
guys.
Yeah, put a leather sheath on that for her.
Yeah, because there's 3 guys here, no women and no medical professionals. I'm
Yeah.
not taking the chance. Sorry. I'm too
One of
old to go.
Hey,
One of the
Trent.
things to consider
Hi,
that
Tasha.
hey guys, one of the things to consider is that the professionally manufactured stuff does have an expiration date, and I can't remember which one it is like half of the other. We talked about it on mine back in November, but one of the ones is the The material doesn't last much more than a year,
Right.
and the other one will last 2 years, but that's about it. That's the shelf life on it.
Right. Because one's a latex product and the other one's all natural from
No, there's another one. The latex rubber ones are made from the rubber tree, but
Right.
the other one is a modern
petroleum-based.
petroleum based product that lasts a little bit longer.
What's your topic for tomorrow, Gil?
Tomorrow, foot protection,
Foot protection?
foot flops. Really, that's foot protection. Yeah, foot protection. Different, the right foot protection for the right type of environment. And we're also in there. We'll be covering how you don't want to wear certain type of shoes into certain natural environments because it will break down.
Right, like dancing shoes.
Well, no, you like your leather work boots. You don't want to wear them in working concrete.
True.
If you step in the concrete a couple times, it just dries it out, destroys the stitching and everything else. Also, you don't want to wear them in if you're working in the muck and around the animals because the ammonia from the urine of the animals and stuff, and cleaning out the pig pen or the scraping out the dairy pit where the cows all poop while they're being milked.
So you don't want to wear your clogs. So you don't want to wear your clogs in the barn.
Yeah, it'll just eat up those shoes. That's why you see these guys always wearing the industrial rubber boots.
Yep, not Crocs.
Yeah. Speaking of knives, next Tuesday we're doing knives, the right one for the right job. And by right job we mean cooking, fishing, cleaning, whatever using the right job for the right food.
I'll bring my Bowie knife then.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Davey. Crockett.
Okay, it's the top of the hour. Are we going?
You don't have your Davy knife?
Yeah. We all have our Davy knives or whatchamacallit? Bowie knife.
Crocodile Dundee. Oh, this is
right.
a knife.
That's a knife. We're at the top hour. We're in 2 minutes in. Are we going to talk some more?
What do you want to say, Uncle Al?
It's top of the hour, and do we have?
You don't have anything to say then?
Not much. I think we covered everything, including birthing.
Yeah. Birthing?
Right.
Only birthing comes through the birthing canal.
Again, we cannot. We cannot say that we are.
I had to say something that was going to get you wound up.
Yeah, we cannot talk about that discussion. We're not midwives, midwives, gynecologists, or pediatricians, or physicians.
I am a certified husband coach in the Bradley method.
Okay, that's possible, but you're not a woman. But
the way the federal government is treating me on taxes, I feel like one.
All right, who in the side chat is a nurse then? Oh yeah, they're not on the panel.
Oh, you can bring them up.
Yep.
But yeah, there's I don't know. I'm sorry, I missed most of what you guys were talking about on the main topic here, but there is the clock.
Birth control.
There's the clock method.
The rhythm method. 1 and 2 and 3.
Oh. Okay.
There's always
this is the week we do not touch. This is the week we are allowed to touch. In between those 2 weeks on either side are the gray zones.
Right. We're talking about
in, out. Whoop.
It's the cyclic rate we're talking about of a female reproduction.
There's always the abstaining.
Yeah.
That's Kaylin's favorite. Abstaining.
Yeah. Abstaining is also a good choice. You don't pick up anything weird like leprosy.
Once again, Gil stayed at Holiday Inn once.
Uncle Al just threw the. I just had. The most common transmitted
STD.
I was going to try. I'm trying to remember because they've changed it now. It's no longer STDs. Martha said it's something else now, but they gave it another acronym because they added something to it. One of the most common ones is chlamydia.
Right. We could say that one.
Yeah.
That one is safe to say.
Now that, and that's one that's, because it's, you don't hear about it that often because it's so easily treatable. But it also, because we have all the proper medications for it that are readily available, that may not be readily available in a severe disaster, SHTF Milwaukee situation.
Right. Also, you get chlamydia from koalas. So I tell people,
I wouldn't know that, Uncle Al. You get it from koalas?
no, because
procreation is the strongest compulsion of our species.
Okay. Chlamydia can transmit it from saliva.
Yeah.
So if you have an effective koala bear, that's why they wear gloves. Anytime you get contact
Koalas wear gloves.
No, you wear gloves to treat koalas. You could get chlamydia. Chlamydia can be transmitted through saliva. So, folks, be cautious. We're not medical professionals here. We're not gynecologists or midwives or pediatricians. Please
Careful
check
kissing koalas.
Kaylin's a home nurse aide. Get her on the panel quick.
But like I said, folks, we have to be very careful on our wording.
Yeah. How are you dealing with the crickets? The crickets.
All right, guys. I have a panel on Monday mornings at 11:30. If you would like to be on it, let me know. Yeah. Shoot me an email. We'll get you on the Monday morning one.
And what was
you got anything over the weekend, Gil?
I'm just finished. Well, I'm just finishing editing one video. I got two others. I just got done filming on product reviews, and so I'm going to be finally getting the one out for Butch at Sandal Hollow Homestead on the 6-way knife sharpening and tool thing he gave me. So I finally got that all and ran some tests on it. I mean, it sharpened up. One knife was I mean, I couldn't get it to cut paper beforehand, and afterwards, so I got that review coming out here this weekend, maybe later today.
Right.
And I got several others that I've filmed up, and I may or may not get my home invasion video out this weekend.
Oh, that's nice.
Arkansas toothpick.
Yep.
Then I have my katanas, and I always mispronounce the smaller one. Well, I can't pronounce it. My tongue's tied. Begins with a W. You have the katana, and you have the other one.
Wasashi.
Yes.
I should know I'm Asian. I just watched the Age of Samurai on Netflix, where everybody's getting decapitated or committing suicide. And Dave went through that rant, remember, on how sharp everything should be?
Yeah. Yeah, they now the if the emperor really hates you, he'd give you a dull blade.
True. And no second.
Oh yeah, the second is an old man who is can barely
weaken the arm.
Yeah, can't even pick the sword up, and he's half blind, so he can't see where you're at.
Yeah, Tibor.
All right, Tibor, have a good day.
All right, you
I
guys.
gotta get going too.
Say goodbye. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for coming, guys. I'll see you on Monday morning.
Yeah, if I remember.
Yeah.